Welcome to the People Leaders Podcast, the audio resource for managers and business leaders creating high-performing teams. Join leadership and team development experts Jan and Michelle Terkelsen each week as they explore both subjects from every angle. Through practical tips, valuable insights, and compelling interviews with leadership experts around the world, you'll learn how to bring out the best in your staff and how to give your best as a leader.
Welcome to the People Leaders Podcast. I'm Jan Terkelsen.
I'm Michelle Terkelsen.
And I'm so excited to be here today, Michelle, just to launch the podcast and also to share what we do. You know, we're business owners and we help leaders, managers and owners to create high-performing team. And we're both co-directors of our boutique consultancy, People Leaders, and we are launching this podcast. So, Michelle, what excites you most about the podcast?
What I am really looking forward to, what I love about doing the podcast is that it just gives us another medium in which to share our knowledge and our skills and all our strategies and our toolkits. So for people who don't have the opportunity to come along to one of our workshops or seminars or have a coaching session with us, they can access this information via the podcast. So, yes, it's very exciting. What about you, Jen? So, what do you hope to get out of doing the podcast?
Yeah, I like the idea of sharing our knowledge. Between us, we've got, 30, 40 years of experience and we're continuously, learning and seeing where these really practical strategies and interventions can shift teams and people's working life.
And, that you're spot on in terms of the practicality aspect. I think we're known for that. And I just know that at the end of each podcast, people are going to walk away with something practical that they can use themselves or with their team right away, like that day.
That's right.
And,
And in the first few episodes, we're going to be focusing on our high-performing team assessment tool. And this is a tool that we have used and refined over the last couple of years. And I think we have really honed in on an excellent assessment tool for teams that look at a number of different characters and elements that make a high-performing team. So it's not just about, your roles and goals. It's about the relationships, communication. And this is an opportunity for a team to come together and have a look at what their strengths are, what their potential, weaknesses are, and have strategies around building and developing into a high-performing team. Sure. And people can download a free copy of the High Performing Team Assessment Tool at peopleleaderspodcast.com. And of course, we'd love to hear from listeners and find out why, they would want to know about leadership and team building, and also, what's troubling them, what isn't working with their team, or what are some of the things that they would like answers to.
That's right. We could have, we would be happy to answer any questions or issues or problems that managers, leaders or team members have about managing their teams, because, having done this for over 20 years, each of us, we will, I'm sure, have had a situation or an issue that would be quite similar, and we could offer some strategies. And we'd love to do that.
That's right. And people can email us with any of those questions at info@peopleleaders.com.au. So we're going to keep this episode short and sweet, and the next episode is ready for you now, so you can dig right into the practical content. And if you're listening on your favourite podcast app, please subscribe to the podcast right away so you don't miss out on future episodes.
If you're listening via the Experts on Air website, you'll see some subscription options right there on the page. And though it's early days yet, it would really help us to reach a wider audience if you were able to leave a review for the podcast via your favourite app. So you can find the instructions on how to do that at peopleleaderspodcast.com also. So thanks again for tuning in, and please listen now to episode 2, where we'll introduce you to the 8 dimensions of the high-performing team assessment tool. Okay, bye for now.
Bye for now, and dive into the detail.
You've been listening to the People Leaders Podcast with Michelle and Jan Terkelsen. For show notes and other free resources, please visit us at peopleleaderspodcast.com. Do you know someone else who could benefit from cutting-edge leadership and management techniques? Please take a moment to share this and other episodes via your podcast app, email, or social media channels. Each share helps us fulfill our goals of reducing workplace stress and increasing job satisfaction for leaders, managers, and their teams worldwide. The People Leaders Podcast is brought to you by the Experts On Air Podcast Network.